are as excited for the world release of Throne and Liberty as I am. My handle is The Last Savage, and this is my very first informative video ever. I've always wanted to create content. I've always found reasons why I shouldn't, or rather wouldn't be able to do a good job, but recently I was like, fuck it, no better time than a brand new game, or at least one that's set to release for the first time in the US. So a little bit about myself. I am a longtime gamer. I've played a wide variety of games, including survival, ARPGs. I prefer games with PvP and a good storyline. Usually they allow me to immerse myself in whatever fantasy the game is providing. So I thought sharing information that I was curious about myself would be the best way to start, as I'm sure other gamers are looking forward to this game, might be just as curious. So today we're going to be discussing the launch of Throne and Liberty, detailing early access, player transfer, server news, and the auction house. So if this video is helpful in any way and you'd like to support a noob content creator, please feel free to like and subscribe. Alright, so let's get started. Early access servers are set to release on September 26th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 1 p.m. Eastern, and the official launch is October 1st at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern. So after the full launch on October 1st, all new servers opening will be a part of the full launch server group, and they wanted to provide additional clarity. So basically, if you do decide to get early access, you're not going to have a 5-day head start, but if you go for the regular launch, this is a free-based game, you're gonna have your own servers to log into. I'm sure players are not gonna mind, certain players at least, joining the early access servers because a lot of their friends will probably be on it. And 5 days is really not that much of a head start, but regardless, October 1st is the full launch and September 26th is the early access launch. Okay, so the next part of the article, and I obviously clipped the article because I'm on PlayStation 5, so I can't really scroll and record. I had to do this in sections, but basically they're talking about how, the guilds and communities are eager to coordinate, pick a world, and prepare arrival in Silesium. So the article is going to discuss the server structure, provide a list of the worlds, detail the specific launch timings, and clarify some questions that they've seen from the Throne and Liberty community. So the next part of the article is discussing early access and full launch servers. Stuff I've already mentioned regarding early access, which is set to release on September 26th. And full launch on October 1st. So they wanted to provide additional clarity on how these servers are going to work. So here's their quick summary with more specifics in the next part of the article. So once both of the group servers are live, players can create new characters on early access or full launch servers at any time, and that's going to be subject to population caps. So if you begin playing at full launch and want to join your friends on early access server, you can create a character there on October 1st, regardless of whether or not you purchase early access packs. Players can transfer from full launch servers to open early access servers at any time, which is pretty cool, and they're going to offer limited time free transfers to all players from September 26th to October 17th, so that's pretty neat. And early access servers will eventually have their transfers restriction lifted, which is going to be also beneficial for the guys that may start early access, but let's say their buddies decide to go on new servers on the full release. If your guild or your friends are all on a different server, eventually we're going to be able to transfer as well. So I like that option is going to be available at a certain time. I wish they actually mentioned a specific date, but they have not. So we'll wait to hear more news on that. Early access and launch server transfer details. So at the full launch on October 1st, they will temporarily restrict characters from transferring off of early access servers to launch servers. Obviously a 5-day head start. They don't think it will be fair, which I agree with. So players on full launch servers can transfer, subject to space availability, server caps, to either early access or full launch servers without restrictions. They plan to remove the early access tags and let players apply to transfer from early access to full launch servers when the time is right. So no telling when that will be, but their team is going to work to determine the optimal time based on player feedback and data. So we know players are going to be interested in this date, and as we get a feel for how the population has been distributed following launch, we will update you with a planned timeline. So this is pretty cool. They know that launches can be a hectic time for MMO communities, between queues, coordinating with guilds or friends, or finding new communities after launch. It can be hard to find the right server to call home. To help you find the optimal server to call home, they are providing players the ability to claim up to 2 free server transfer tickets per day. Nice. Beginning with early access and running through October 17th. So please note that free server tickets will expire 24 hours after claiming to avoid players stockpiling. Smart. And during the free transfer period, you can transfer to eligible realms as frequently as you'd like, subject to the number of tickets claimed. Please be mindful when transferring. If you transfer off a server, there is no guarantee you will be able to transfer back to that server if it reaches its population cap. So popular servers, if you decide to leave one to join your friends and then decide to go back, it might not be possible. But during the free transfer period, there is no transfer cooldown. That's good. After October 17th, server transfer tickets will need to be acquired with Lucent, and server transfers will be set to a 30-day cooldown, which I agree with. It'll prevent friends from, just joining a server maybe to help a guild with a guild war. So I think that's a pretty smart play, and we'll see how that works out. Okay, population caps. Throne of Liberty Early Access and Full Launch servers are going to have a maximum capacity of characters who can enter the server at any given time to help ensure stability. So I've heard that number can be close to 5,000, which I think is awesome, as opposed to other MMOs that are releasing on a similar date or in the same month. I believe their cap is about 2,000 to 2,500. So as a result, servers with high population will likely have queues at launch, and to mitigate these queues, they're going to lock high population servers from allowing new characters to be created. All the existing characters can continue to log in, and they're going to announce when character creation locks are being implemented on high population servers. So when they are unlocked, if a server that has been unlocked reaches the population cap again, it will be relocked. And they hope that we are able to use the free server transfers to find the optimal server to call home and for your community. Cool. So on to the server list. They are releasing server names ahead of time to ensure that you'll have the time to coordinate with your friends and guild members. It is important for our team to establish servers with healthy populations, and each region will launch with a minimum of 2 servers to choose from. They plan to open new servers as the existing servers reach their population caps, and they've prepared many servers ready to be opened instantly should the demand require. I think that's awesome. I think this is going to be a popular game as there's not many MMOs for consoles. So I believe, as a console player, there's going to be a lot of players that are going to be downloading this game as it is free to play. And the fact that they're going to have servers ready to open instantly is awesome news. PlayStation players will be able to view at early access and launch. So at early access and full launch, they're going to have servers in these 5 regions: North America, NA East, North America, NA West, South America, SA East, Europe, EU Central, and Asia Pacific, AP, Northeast, and Tokyo. Cool. And here are the server names for NA East. Early access, again, 9/26, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, or 10 a.m. Pacific. Available instantly. So Castleton, Laslin, Amos, Chernobog, Carnix. Next available is Magri, Zero, and Stellarite. And full launch, it's going to be Morokai, Helpy, Benediction, Wisperion, Lottie. And next available is Oath, that's a good name, Sanctuary, awesome, Diablo, and Dracorift. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Next we have NA West. So available instantly is going to be Lunar, Sanctum, Crimson. And the next available is Kamur, Lucas, and Melvin. Full launch, we're going to have Henry, Clay, and Soulfire. Some odd names. Next available is going to be Tiago, Viron, and Ashur. Next we have SA East, South America. Available instantly is Legion, cool, Vengeance, Da Vinci, that's a good name. Next is Brundle, Camilla, and Edwin. They're using real names. Full launch, we're going to have Berserk, cool, Citadel, Awesome, Glacial. And next available is going to be Grace, Felix, and Morin. Next we have EU Central. Oh, they have a lot of servers. Available instantly, Lightbringer, Khazar, Conquest, Ember, Zenith, Talus, Wraith, that's a good name, Valenir. Next available is Zeke, Quillix, and Lycan, that's a good name. And for full launch we have Vortex, Penance, Starfall, Torrent, Adriana, Cornelius, Excavator, and Penny. Next available, then we'll have Zarek, Archon, and Basilisk. That's a cool name. Next we have Asia Pacific, AP Northeast. 2 servers for early access. Stormbringer, Leviathan, nice. Sylveth, Adentis, and Cowanan. And for full launch, Salvation, Alexia, and their next available are Aridus, Taeon, and Bailey. So I found this super helpful. It's something that I was wondering about, and I haven't found in any other content creator videos, so I'm glad they mentioned it. But the auction house clusters. So auction houses will be clustered to combine a region's auction houses together. Awesome, because initially I thought it might be server limited. So this is going to give you a wider range of things to purchase with your Lucent. Let's use the NA East region as an example. So auction houses on the early access servers in NA East region will be clustered together. So at launch, full launch servers will be separately clustered from early access to ensure fairness. I think that's smart. Obviously a 5-day head start, you're going to be able to make more money if they were combined because you have access to better gear. But in the future, they're going to consolidate all the auction houses in the region, resulting in early access and full launch clusters joining together while still contained within the same region. So looking ahead, they are excited for us to set foot in Silicium and begin our adventure on September 26th for early access and October 1st for the full launch. Interested in early access on September 26th, check out their early access packs. Again, I mentioned I purchased the Ultimate. I know a lot of guys are just opposed to anything that might be considered pay to win. Again, I don't mind paying for games that I know I'm going to enjoy, as I haven't had an MMO on the PS5 to really dive into since Final Fantasy, and even with that I kind of got in really late, so it was hard to enjoy the game and feel like I was discovering anything new, which is similar in this case because it has been overseas released for I believe a year or two already, but still, the fact that I'm going to be playing pretty much a new game with other players in my area, I'm excited to discover and I'm excited to learn and grow in the game. Their next server-related article is going to include details around the preload experience for Throne of Liberty. Stay tuned. I will create more content. Hopefully this was helpful. I know I regurgitated just information off an article. I know myself, these things are helpful to me when I'm doing anything where I can just pop it on my YouTube and listen to it, maybe in the car or at work, so I don't actually have to read it. But if you guys have found this interesting or helpful at all, as I mentioned, this is my first informative video. I'm looking to grow my channel, so if this was helpful in any way, please again feel free to like and subscribe, and let me know if you guys have any opinions on what I can do to make my videos and content even more helpful. But yep, this is The Last Savage, or Savage. Thank you for watching and listening, and again, I hope this was helpful. Have a great day. On a final note, I did want to mention that although I don't have any actual experience playing the game, and I missed out on the open beta since it wasn't largely promoted, and from what I've researched, NCSoft doesn't typically do large-scale marketing for their games, which I find strange in comparison to most other games I play. But back to what I wanted to mention, much of what I do know about this game, I want to credit streamers I enjoy watching that create content on Throne and Liberty. Their channel names are Canon and Society of Gaming. So if you want to watch content on class tiers, build guides, or beginner tips, I highly recommend checking them out. Their channels, as they have detailed breakdowns and just plain good old content on the game. That's it. Thanks again and have a great day. I will see you in Silicium. On the last note, if you are looking to join a guild, whether PvP or PvE focused, leave a comment as I am looking to grow a guild. I currently have a large guild on Diablo 4, and many of our players are looking to play Throne and Liberty. Our guild name is the First Order. The short for that is Chaos. But that is subject to change, as I am also part of one of the best PvP clans in Conan Exiles, known as the Northmen. So thanks again for watching and listening. Have a great day, and don't forget to like and subscribe.